Okay, we're going. We're going, right? I think we're going. Again, gonna volume check out of an abundance of caution. So abundant is that caution. So abundant is that caution. There we go. Whoa, goodness. What have I done? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I didn't poke my people. In part because I think this is going to be boring for a while. Not that this has ever been super truly exciting, probably. However, if we're going to grind out some reflect rings, there's going to be a little bit of time sinking here. And that is the hope. And I read a thing, and it said, and I think that the Reflect Knights are found basically anywhere in Barrier Tower, but there was a suggestion that, just by the balance of encounter rates, they are most common a certain way up. And so I may as well try. Oops. Okay, good. Yeah, it's somewhat important to me that the Bard goes first, because I do want to avoid those flash counters. They're annoying. I've got enough melee going on that I don't really want my characters to be blind. Should I consider having the Death Sickle on Galuf? Or are the attack points worth more? I don't know. Galoof. Yeah, big Galoof. Last time I played, everything was fine, but my stream had a bit of a blip right at the Bridge Gilgamesh fight. And then the stream recording got really stuttery after for some reason. And I went and looked, and it's like it's not an issue with Twitch. It was actually something in the combination process I was using that made the problem, which is funny because I haven't had that before. I mean, I know I've had my share of technical issues, always. Fourth floor. Oh, that's fun. It's not going to matter, but it is fun that they olded themselves. Level checkers are one of those places where if you had a blue mage, you'd probably take the opportunity to learn the level expecting spells here. I don't know if they're all available here. But this game's got a level 3 flare, a level 2 old, and a level 4 gravity or something like that? Oh, and level 5 death. Those might not all be learnable. I don't remember which are learnable and which aren't. Maybe all 4 of those exist. Uh-oh. Well, I guess that's even more reason not to have a Death Sickle equipped. Yeah, Reflected Death would have been bad news. This is slow, yo. What's up with all this missing? Oh, jeez. That kind of sucks. I don't think it's worth it to take off the like my two best axes both have spellcasting effects, right? Oh, the Ogre Killer doesn't. Where's my Death Sick? Oh, oops. Yeah, it's not worth the downgrade. Although this doesn't miss very much. Maybe that's worth the considering right now. Oh, okay, so... let's see this chest. Yeah. I thought it might be dragons. We fought some dragons last time. Yeah, so I think that this outside part is where I read it was advisable to look for Reflect Knights. Yeah, level 4 Graviga. But I don't remember if that's learnable, because there are Final Fantasy games where some blue magics are learnable and others... Or, sorry, some of the level-based abilities are learnable and others aren't. Notably, Final Fantasy VII, if you watch it closely, both level 4 death and level 5 death exist, which is somewhat unusual. But there's enemies in the last area that have level 4 death, and you can't learn that, but you can get level 5 death. Kind of strange, right? Like, the nice thing about this little Ori Halcon knife, Dirk, whatever it's called, it's weaker. It doesn't have that ignore defense property, so I don't know, maybe I should change it. It was just an idea, because there's no random spell cast, and axes have lower accuracy in this game. Like, you could... It manifests as a 20% mischance, I think. Like, the poison is literally the worst thing that happened to me when I did this battle before. The lack of missing is nice. It is funny to think of having the choice between an axe and a dagger. Choosing the dagger and thinking it's going to be more accurate. Because I feel like I could fight an arbitrary opponent. I would be more likely to connect with an axe than a knife. A knife you have to get a lot closer, right? That's why they say, don't bring a knife to an axe fight. That's the origin of that expression. Hey, one reflect ring. Someone was saying, and it was probably about Final Fantasy IV, if you know, you know, that the drop rates were adjusted in the Pixel Remaster. I say if you know, you know, because Final Fantasy IV has a very high rate of those, you know, rare items. Not only rare items, but, like, desirable rare items. A lot of games, the rare items don't matter very much. Final Fantasy IV, it's like, oh, yeah, I want that. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them at endgame, but even earlier than endgame. There's things that you're like, if I could pick that up, that'd be great, but I'm not counting on it. It's pretty easy to get one reflect ring later on. I don't know. If it were really easy, they might be just fun to keep on. Because my team has no magic. So, like, it's basically immunity to a large proportion of magic in the game. That's maybe an oversight, but... We're probably not going to gain anything from that, but I felt like it. Yeah, nothing. Someone's really close to getting an ability. I wonder if that's Mastering Berserker. That would be kind of nice. Got a Gaia gear. It's nice, I guess. There was a version of this game where Jitterbug was called Jitterbug Duet, right? Or am I imagining things? So it was really funny. When I ended my stream last time, I decided to host someone playing Final Fantasy V. And I picked a total stranger with, you know, a couple people in there. And it was funny because they were at the moment, it was a person named RPG_Haste. They were at the moment where they were getting their win jobs, and I was like, happy Fiesta, and they were like, I'm not doing the Fiesta, I'm just playing the game. And when I told them, but it's Fiesta season, they were like, I guess, and they signed up on the spot. Unfortunately, their win job ended up being Monk. So, apologies to RPG_Haste if they're having a terrible, terrible playthrough. I got the sense that they were playing the whole, like having a long play session that day. I left their stream on for a long time, just in the background of what I was doing, occasionally paying attention. And, yeah. I guess it seemed like... Oh, did I just have a blip? Hopefully it was just a minor internet blip on my part. Yeah, apologies for their terrible jobs. I wonder if they're further than I am now. I think I only saw I think I stopped watching right before they got Water Crystal jobs. So I don't actually know what Water Crystal job they ended up with. Oops. Oh. That's silly of me. A monk, your playthrough can get a lot better after monk. I mean, there's very few wind crystal jobs that make you feel like, oh, this is going to be great until I get water. Pretty much black mage. Blue mage, a little flawed before Gorilla. Wait, what? Oh, they were magnetized. Well, then I'm just going to keep everyone in the front. You know, knights are easy on Gorilla, I guess. They don't have a ton. Oh dear. They don't have a ton of options through Gorilla. This battle's gone terribly. This is one you need a screenshot of to show how dumb you are. Right? That's my goal. white mages have so many options. They're a very good draw, especially because with literally any other class, they become better. But they do struggle with Gorilla, right? Man, that battle was awful. They have so little damage output that Gorilla's hard. So, like, almost anything sucks until Water Crystal. Almost any draw in this game. Monks are kind of okay. It's not hard to get 4 monks to beat Gorilla. But monks have a pretty dramatic fall off in general. Monks are, I would say they stay useful till approximately this part of the game. After that, they're just kind of these weird HP sinks. There's you know, level progression slows down pretty dramatically around this point in the game. Like I was saying, like I was getting close to level 30 or something. What are my levels? 29. Like I'm likely to still go up to like level 35 before the third world. Like it's quite slow. And when level plays the role it does in the damage algorithm, monks don't keep up. I had a monk last time I played this, although that was years ago. And, you know, I felt pretty good about it. I mean, even in late game, you become fairly thankful for things like unarmed attacks. There's a very small number of things in this game that have a critical chance. Criticals are rare. And they're enabled for barehand fighting and katanas. And that's, I think, it, literally. Which is weird, by the way. So you do find yourself grateful for being able to penetrate certain enemies' armor easily. Oh, speaking of grateful, that Elven Mantle, or whatever it's called, Elven Cloak, it's really good. There's some levels. I still only got one Reflect Ring, right? My little black and white cat has been swarming around my chair like a shark. She's old. I think she's kind of lost her jump. So she's trying to figure out how to get up on me. Back when I used to have the table set up beside me, she would just walk across that. Maybe she still will. She's looking at it. Come here. You are welcome to sit with me. Ah! Encounters off. How did I do that? Oh, look at that. There's a button you can press to get encounters off. Okay, you can't headbutt the controller that aggressively, though. That does, in fact, Infringe upon my freedoms. She asked for food, and I didn't know if anyone fed them this morning, so I had just fed them. And so I think this is her showing her gratitude for a late breakfast. A very late breakfast. It might be that the other cats ate and she just skipped it. I think she's deaf, so like she doesn't hear the food going into the bowls anymore. And the reason I suspect she's deaf, I mean, we never had a very good line of communication. It's not like my cats really answer their names or anything. But she sometimes does the silent meows now. She didn't used to, but now she does. She makes the meowing motion without the meow sound appearing. And that, yeah, kind of makes me think maybe she has no ability to moderate her volume because she's deaf. And she's had a couple of incidents of ear mites. Like, it could be she has actual ear damage. But she's like a 15-year-old cat now, so I don't know. I don't think we're getting her corrective ear surgery or anything like that. I'd be pretty happy to get a reflect ring here. Oops. I did a whoopsie. It was a minor one, but it was there. Why is everyone missing that little guy? They're a funny enemy. The idea of an enemy that manipulates your rows in a job-based game, that was a good call. Like it's nice that the enemies in the barrier tower are not just random mooks with stats that bonk you again and again. Like, they are actually somewhat interesting enemies. Each of them affects the way you have to fight them, so that was a good design choice, I guess you would say. I'm going to try to run from this one. I have very little to gain. They don't have any reflect rings. Why does the Dragoon's jump completely suck? Like, it seems like jump, regardless of... Well, okay, it does double damage. The damage is just bad. The Berserker is considerably stronger than the Dragoon right now, eh? I could technically give the Dragoon Equip Axe, but right now I'm pretty sure it gets somewhat of an agility boost from the Bard. It's not much of an agility boost. Bards aren't that fast and Dragoons aren't that slow, so... Like, there's a difference, but it's not a huge difference. There we go, Reflect Ring. Am I happy with 2, actually? Might be fun to have 3. Huh. My household phone is ringing. That never happens. Just checking at my wife's phone because that would matter, unlike the average phone call I receive at home. I think anything important, anyone important who would have to call me would have my cell phone number. In fact, we basically never give anyone our home phone number, so... Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm gonna pop out for a sec. That probably was my wife based on what I'm getting here. Hang on. Kitty cat, you're in charge. The kitty cat did not do a good job being in charge, did she? You left! You left! How could you? I don't remember what I had done in this battle. I think I probably have Mighty March set, but maybe not. Yeah, okay, good. Does regen get good at the end of the game? I don't really remember. I remember it's a nice little bonus from Protect Rings in this game is they give you regen. But I forget if those ticks get bigger. They're pretty pathetic now. Okay, I for some reason am getting one more Reflect Ring, which is fine. I say that as if it's an accident. Clearly it is an intentional decision on my part. We're all just gonna have to cope with that. I haven't really thought about how I'm gonna beat the boss of this area. Unfortunately, I'm getting a lot of texts from my wife related to shopping for an upcoming party, so... Oh my god. Okay. There's a lot of parties this time of year. It's the end of the school year in this part of the world. Plus, a large proportion of my family has birthdays around this time of year. So it tends to be that there's like an end-of-year party / birthday party, and we want to celebrate the kids' birthdays a little earlier into the school year. Because in the midsummer, everyone's friends go away. They vacation, or they cottage, or whatever. Cat fight. Cool. The other cat showed up. The orange one. He's a big jerk. Oh, strange. Oops. Oh, that's fun. Again, not very relevant, but fun. Like, that wasn't going to make or break anything ever. Oops, I did it 3 times. It's too bad there's not some kind of, like, haste multiplier, you know? Levels of haste that could go up over time. That would be nice. You know what game did that? Is whatever that gacha game was. Final Fantasy... Record Keeper is what that one was called. Record Keeper. Me and my friend in here were discussing it a few days ago, and I had forgotten the name of it, but it was Record Keeper is the one I was thinking of. It was after the Airship Brigade or whatever, which was stupid, and before Brave Exvius. And it was weird because, like, clearly that game and Brave Exvius were the exact same target market. I think Brave Exvius was the next level product, you know, meant to replace Record Keeper, but people seem to really like Record Keeper for a long time. I think it probably had more characters and levels and gameplay, so to speak. So. Yeah, I thought Final Fantasy Record Keeper was actually quite neat. Like, you could theoretically make an actual game that's not just a gacha mobile pile of crap out of that. In my humble opinion. When I get my 3rd Reflect Ring, I'm probably going to go down to the previous save point, tent and save, then come up. Because if I open a chest and I get the red dragon or something, I'm going to want to fight it, and that's not risk-free, so... It is funny how often those guys use Magnet on the front row. Like, it seems disproportionately high. Did the Dragoon's damage go way up? Is it just a quirk of when the multipliers are hitting? Like, sometimes they do like 600-700 damage, and other times it's in the 300s. Is it defense? Maybe it's defense. My wife was asking how many hot dogs we have. The answer was 16. I happen to know that because I ate hot dogs twice this week. What's funny is, and we have 24, I believe 28 buns. Maybe more in the freezer. We have 16 hot dogs and 28 hot dog buns. It's good to know, right? Oh, hey, it's RPG Haste joining my chat. I was telling the story as I started up today about just kind of saying, hey, maybe you should join in the Fiesta, and then it taking off. And I was saying, I ended up turning off, your stream was running in the background, and I ended up turning it off right before you would have got water crystal jobs. I saw you fighting Gorilla. So, what'd you end up getting for water? Monk is an interesting one. Or rather, Monk is like the least interesting one. But it's, I don't know. They're so strong in the early game and so bad in the late game. But they've got some things to lend to the other classes, the other jobs. Yeah, Reflect Rings they're nice to have. They're not as important for my party as for so many others, because I have ways to reflect. I was mainly thinking of the Fork Tower, but just because my party has literally no magic, there's no downside to just carrying Reflect Rings all the time, so I kind of thought I'd get Reflect Rings. Monk, Berserker, Geomancer, oh my god! You must have wronged someone. That's incredible! How did that happen? What's it? Okay, there's not really a lot of synergy. Even if you were to put a magic boosting ability on the Berserker, it's not going to be that good with some of the magic powered axes later on. Isn't that crazy? That's a challenge. Imagine there's going to be times when your Geomancer feels good. I may have ruined your intended casual playthrough. So sorry about that. Monk, Berserker, Geomancer. There's like nothing. The Berserker you can barely augment at all. I mean, you can give him counter. Oops, why did I escape from that? But, yeah, actually, counter on the Berserker is a thing. Like, it's going to make things even more out of control, but at least it's strong. But, like, the Geomancer can barely do anything for the other classes. And there's nothing you can do with those classes to enhance the Geomancer. Like, what do? Give it barehanded? I went and checked with the 4th, and I have 5th enabled. Oh. See if you can do shops instead of... Okay. Okay, yeah. Huh. So you know what your 4th is, you know what your 5th is. Hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel then. And if you have 5th job, then that means you get to seal a prior job, right? So you could eventually just quit Berserkers. If you decided it was worthwhile, you could get Equip Axe or something, but okay. That's my 3rd Reflect Ring. That'll be plenty. I'm not sure how necessary they are anyway, so I'm going to go back and save. I might still fight these guys, because why not? Earth is going to be Dancer. Coming with Knight. Knight. Axes are really bad. Axes have uses. Because they have a different damage formula than everything else, and they can be partly defense ignoring. Now you're less dependent on that because you know this stuff. I don't know why I'm waiting instructional here, but waxing instructional. Axes can partly ignore defense, and the reason you probably need it less is you do have some options with like terrain or whatever, but also. Because the monks can critical. If there's any time you're really in a pinch and you hold out for that monk critical, you can bypass some defense. I don't know, that's probably not often going to be your path to victory. Dancer's interesting. Equip ribbon. Sword dance with actual swords, I don't know. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't love axes. I do dislike the mischance, but it's fun getting the Death Sickle to trigger against bosses. Some bosses. Oh, yeah. So I played in this volcano paradigm, and part of what that means is you get a much higher proportion of fire and especially earth crystal jobs. And with that, I had to freelancer for a while at the beginning because Dragoon, or Lancer, was actually my first job. So I didn't get it until way later. Consequently, I was rocking freelancers for a bit. And at the beginning of the game, I was really enjoying my rods, but now I am rodless. Oh, why did I do that? Okay. $375 so I could get rod breaks. Oops. So how did you conceivably end up with the party you did? Like, you picked 375 and got Berserker and Monk? I would not be accusing you of, like, lying, but something weird has happened. Like, not only did you get terrible job draws, but... At least when I get Knight, I can have Monk and Dancer heavy armor. Yeah, that is actually kind of interesting. Knight with counter can be really cool, at times. Like, it solves certain problems, most notably in Fork Tower. You just have the Knight guard and they take 0 damage and counter everything. I did pick up the ribbon in the castle, that's good. Got the first mantle, yeah. Yeah, the mantles are good. I'm finding I have the 2 mantles. Right now I've got mine on my Chemist and Bard. And I went through a few different ideas for equipment for the others, but right now I've actually just got them with flame rings. It's a bit dumb right now, because besides the red dragons you can run into, there's actually not really any fire being tossed around in this area. It's also funny to think that if I were to do the Sea Trench, and I'm kind of undecided on that, flame rings offer no protection from lava. Ifrit was really hard. Earth healed him. I didn't think about that. There's somewhere in the early game where terrain is, like, oddly good. Probably more than one. I don't think I've ever had Geomancer in a 4-drop Fiesta. Oh. What a privilege you have. Monk and Berserker I've had, obviously. You store with the Monk. Okay. Yeah, it probably also wouldn't be that hard to get store on a couple of characters. Oh wait, I say a couple of characters, but that's stupid because you have a Berserker and you can't use store. Store, build up, whatever it's called. They introduced Zeza as a swordsman, but any time you see him fighting, he's casting apparently fairly potent spells. Hey, it's a Gygus. That's fun. Off Guard, that is another blue magic that I'd be really excited for if I had a blue mage. Counter on Berserker, yeah. Use the heal ability on everyone else. Is the heal the Monk's Chakra? Is that what heal we're talking about, I guess? Chakra is not very good in this game. Is there a way to make Chakra good? Like, I know it can be passable, especially early in the game. But, I don't remember being able to, like, basically ever make actual practical use of that. Yeah. This looks like a way forward. Oh, maybe I should save here, because there's probably going to be red dragons. Or yellow dragons. Still more than the potions. Yeah, it's funny that potions are terrible in this game, and there's no X potions. That feels especially weird because Final Fantasy IV did have X potions. Or their equivalent. Cure 3s in the olden speak. So you said you had done 4-Job Fiesta before, but it had been a few years, and you had been intending to play casually. So I'm guessing you're familiar with some of the other classes and ways this has worked for you, probably. This is my second time having a bard, and it makes everything feel really slow. But at the same time, it's kind of nice, this Romeo's Ballad locking so many fights down. They do kind of compensate for the Berserker in a lot of respects. So what's my fire immunity mix? I could use Ether and Dragon Fang for immunity, or for fire absorption, Ether and Eye Drops. Ether and Eye Drops. That's pretty nice. Okay, yeah. The red dragon's undead, so I actually shouldn't attack with the dancing dagger. I don't even know what to do. Liquid Flame was a weird fight. Had to kill off the Berserker and rely on the monk counter. Yes, that's annoying. I haven't had to do a lot of intentionally kill the Berserker strats. In fact, I don't think I've done it at all. But I've seen it as a recommendation before, in a lot of cases. What if I were to... Oh, I don't want to do Succubus Kiss. Okay, we won. I think items are bad in this because they want you to use Chemist. Yeah, that might make sense. Because I say there's no X potion, but if you mix a potion and an ether, you get an X potion. No, the Sandworm was dumb. At the time, I still had access to rods because I had a Freelancer in place of Dragoon. Lancer. And so I just basically threw rods and ate the counters. It was actually one of the last fights where the rods were of any benefit to me, because like I had them through what's it called? Jura Avis? Archeo Avis. And I remember kind of being like, oh, goodbye to rods. And then when I needed money at Regal a while ago, I sold all the rest of my rods. Yeah, so Sandworm I just literally ate counters. It was bad, I will say. Like, I knew that the Berserker sucks for Sandworm, but it's not like I had 4 Berserkers at the time or anything. Oh, I'm here! I should probably rethink my equipment a little bit. Or maybe not. Maybe it really doesn't matter. You can't reflect Comet. Oops. I don't think there's anything I can do to give myself some big advantage here. Other than, like, let the Dragoon die. Buff speed with the Bard. This might be a good opportunity to throw a Dragon Power on the Berserker, actually. Maybe I'll try that. So that's a Potion and Dragon Fang. Shiva fight was really funny. Thought I could use rods, but the wind spells got nuked in 2 turns. Wind works against Shiva? I didn't remember that. It is somewhat surprising, but not absurd to me. The elements are funny in this game, though, because like this was the first game where they added water element, but then Aqua Breath isn't water element. I don't know. Aqua Breath is funny in this game. It feels when you get it like it's going to be very, very good, but its use case is rather narrow. Pay with your blood. That's how this guy talks. Hey! Perfect. Oh, good. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, that's pointless, but whatever. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, we are going to... I should have turned the battle speed down. I can't do that here. Okay, Potion and Dragon Fang. You like that? You like that damage? We're gonna do a bit more of that. Potion and Dragon Fang. Oh my goodness. This was a good decision on my part. Look at that, everybody. I did something smart. Did I wake up Bart's? At what point does he get eaten? Some Geomancer spells are good. Yeah, they are. Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't... Oh. I'm so glad that wasn't Galuff until it was Galuff. This is such a novel battle. Okay, I hope you keep your extra... Oh, he doesn't keep his extra levels. Well, we had a couple good turns there. Can I still win? I think I can still win. I wasn't counting all the damage. Once I saw the 3000s, I was like, this is in the bag, and I kind of stopped paying attention. Oh, good. Okay. That was cool. This is a good few Dragon Fangs, but whatever. Got a Dark Matter. At least they can rely on the magic for the tri-boss. Yeah. Are you tri-boss? Are you referring to the Three Stooge guys, like in the Magic Lamp? There's a few good use cases. Well, there's a lot. The Magic Lamp is a good item, yes. And I'm like, Deep Sea Trench is nothing for you because you have a Geomancer. I find it a very annoying area without the terrain immunity feature. Whatever the heck that's called. What is that called? Safety or something? Safeguard? It probably changes between versions, too. They can just walk over walls like it's nothing. The names are scuffed. Yeah. Well, yeah. The PS1. The thing I remember is the PS1. Is it the PS1 game, or was it like the original rumored Final Fantasy Extreme translation, where they write X-Death as X-Death? And I remember, I didn't mind that too much. I mean, phonetically it's the same, right? But I remember having a friend who really hated that. Really thought that literal X-Death was dumb. Dumb sounding, dumb looking, I don't know. But it is funny because an entity clearly inspired by X-Death has been Exodus in some of the Ivalice games, so. Yeah, that's the PS1 version. I liked playing it on PS1. I mean, it was the first version in North America, and I was really happy being able to play this game officially. Like, I tried playing it through emulation at an earlier date, probably with the commonplace Super Nintendo translation. But back in the day, when emulators weren't that good, I was subject to the same emulator behavior that was pretty famous for a while, where dungeons with layers, the layers displayed improperly, and so the ship graveyard, basically all you could see was water, and it became functionally impossible to navigate. Yeah, I like the GBA version. I like the bonus jobs. Not that they do anything really great or novel. Oh, they sped this scene up a lot. Huh. Did I fight Katabla Pass for no particular reason? Anyway, yeah. Playing unofficial versions of games does always bother me. This is a weird thing. Like, I like Earthbound, and I've never played Mother 3. And it's strange. Like, I don't really think it's likely that we're ever getting an official translation of Mother 3, but it just feels wrong playing an officially unreleased game to me. Not enough that I'm critical of people who do, certainly. Yeah. That's the thing. The final job in you don't fight any enemies in this. The Necromancer, like you've literally done like everything in the game before you unlock Necromancer, and then if I remember correctly, you have to go back to like rather early areas to get the spell. The Necromancer was not a good class nor a good bonus. Can I not sleep here? I guess. Oh, the beds are all full. Makes sense, I guess. It turns out eye drops are pretty handy. So are high potions. Oh, that's a lot of high potions. I accidentally invested a lot more in that than I needed to. Lots of stuff. Okay. Yeah, the 4 bonus jobs are pretty good. Why the game said you get the worst jobs possible. By game said you get the worst jobs possible, are you referring to the bonus jobs in the advanced version? Or are you referring to your 4-job Fiesta games because something bad happened to you? Well, if I can't rest at the inn, I'm going to literally pitch a tent outside the castle, which is considered a form of peaceful assembly, I'm sure. Okay. Your job combination that you have is absurd, but interesting. Like I was sort of hoping that I was going to get Dancer instead of Chemist. I know Chemist does a lot that can break the game. I think it would have been interesting. The struggle would have been interesting with Chemist. These fellows... Oh, good, I can stun them. Okay. If you catch them in their old man form, they have a chance to drop Staff of... What's it called? Staff of Light? Staff of Judgment? Oh, I didn't do it. Okay. Wyvern. That's a thing that the PS1 version does. It's the one that says Wyvern. I wanted Chemist so I could have someone to heal. Yeah. Yeah, and Chemist is not the finest healer. Like, I miss multi-target healing, but nothing to complain about compared to your team. I can use the healing staff if I wanted to. That's kind of nice. Isn't this no? This dungeon, I seem to recall, has a lot of like passable walls. That was some good axing. Is this literally the only enemy here? I think it is. Oh, that's interesting. No reward. Plus the reflect ring, wall ring. Well, I mean, that's what they had to work with at the time, right? Because the Super Nintendo version of Final Fantasy III, although they called the reflect spell R-Flect, wall rings were still wall rings. And then, yeah, in Final Fantasy IV, reflect was wall. And it's funny because Final Fantasy I had a wall spell, but it was considerably different from reflect. It was more like an immunity spell. Yeah, there were reasons around that time you might have seen it called the wall ring, I guess. I don't remember how this dungeon works. I remember there's pass walls, but I don't think there's like good treasure. I remember getting drops from these guys in their old person form is nice. And the staves. There's been at least one occasion I was desperate for those staves to help me beat X-Death at the end of this world. Names in FF2 had a lot of weird names for spells. Yeah. Well, Final Fantasy II, if we're talking about the actual Final Fantasy II, they just have different spells entirely. Like, that aura spell in that game is weird. The aura spell is like it gives a character a type bonus against a certain monster type. I thought the Berserker was just going to single-handedly win this fight. Well, that's no fun. Okay. Yeah, in FF2, given that it had leveled spells, like literal levels, like there was no Firaga. It was numbered spells. So they didn't have a lot of the typical spell names you would get out of this series. Okay. Must be the last one. Well, I guess Metamorphs are not the only enemy here. Level 5 Toad. Yeah. I did... What was the weird thing I did last time? Yeah, level 5 Toad and Teleport, for that matter, were pretty busted. And I don't think I had abused Teleport ever as badly as I did in the last playthrough of that game I did. Speaking of level 5 Toad. This game doesn't have the hidden frog song thing. I'm just gonna give the dance to the chicken knife. Yeah. Relying on the 1 in 4. I don't know. Chicken knife plus swords dance is awesome, isn't it? Maybe it doesn't matter once you have chicken knife. Since dance is one of those ways to get around the run effect anyway. Ugh, these are terrible. I am trying to catch them in their, like, old man form, but the fights just drag out. I don't really want to expend my resources to end the fights quicker. I probably could. That's a counter, eh? Counter this. Got to avoid the run. Yeah, yeah. Okay. It seems like a bit of a situational counter. I wonder if it's like when they're alone or when their hit points are low, something like that. There are a lot of enemies that behave differently when they're alone in this game. Like the crew dust we met much earlier. Possible to kill Shinryu with your team? Yeah. So the Berserker doesn't offer a lot of options. The Monk doesn't offer a lot of options. The like the most typical abuse you can get is berserking it, right? And you don't have anyone who can equip a staff. Like, even Geomancer can't equip a staff, right? And your 5th is Knight. You know... Oh, I was going to say Wonder Wand, but that's also not an option. He's going to use Blaze, and then he's going to revert. Soul Eater grinding will be easy. Yeah. Is that because of terrain? What's the advantage you have on Soul Eaters? Poke the turtle! Poke the turtle! Literally 0 treasure in this dungeon, although you kind of hope you're going to get one of those sticks. Poke, poke, poke. Well, I'll be a biscuit eater. That's a normal thing to say. Geomancer, yeah, okay. Yes, we get the tree wither. What setting did you pick when you made the run? I only went for Volcano. So Volcano is your first job can be from any crystal. Your second job can be from water, fire, or earth. Your second last job can only be from fire or earth. And your final job is an earth job. And I picked no duplicates as well. So it's funny because I have done a run with duplicates before. So my wind job was Dragoon. My water job was Berserker. So wasn't I thankful for that. My fire job... It is nice the way fire jobs feel like they come up so quickly. You just have to figure out how to beat Liquid Flame. Fire job was Bard, which I was like, at the time, I was like, wow, what an amazing asset Bard is. And then... Oh, okay. And then eventually Chemist. And for the last one, like when I ended my first kind of big play session, I knew, because there were only 4 Earth jobs and I already had Dragoon, I was like, this is either going to be Samurai, Dancer, or Chemist. And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I got Samurai or Dancer? 2/3 chance. Because then I'm going to have 3 melee plus Bard. 3 supported melee characters plus Bard. And so when I said, like, I thought it would be kind of interesting to not have Chemist, that's sort of what I was thinking about, is it would have been a weird playstyle having 3 powerful melee classes in some combination, plus Bard. I've never actually played 5th Job. I would be so tempted playing 5th Job to, oh, man. I would be so tempted to grind out all the abilities on one of the jobs. It would be really annoying. I guess if you had an easy Soul Eater grind, it wouldn't matter. It might be kind of nice even to take some low AP job like Geomancer and happen to benefit from it for the rest of the game. How come he's not changing back? There we go. Either way, he's an old man with a stick. Still did not get one of those special sticks. Yeah, I beat a fair number of these guys in Old Man Farm. Only done normal ones in the past, first time I can rules. The first one I ever did, and for some reason I thought this was a good idea, but if someone knew we're doing this and was asking for my advice, I would never recommend it. My first time I did the FF1 variant, through the Twitter bot. Like this was years ago. And yeah, I don't advocate for it because, you know, at the Wind Crystal you are only going to get, or actually you can get any of the jobs for any of the crystals if I recall correctly. But I don't know. Knight, Thief, White Mage, Black Mage, Red Mage, and Monk are the only choices. But it's a natural playthrough by default, so you don't get to benefit from any of the class synergies. It ends up just... Natural is boring. And I've played Natural twice. I've only done 3 runs in the past that I believe. And Natural is not fun. Like, you got a bad team. That's not fun. But, huh. But Natural is extra unfun, I think. FF1 or FF3. Yeah, I mean, I would consider it without Natural, but I think... I don't know if it's the case in the new registration method with the Google form. Can you run from these guys? Because doing this with a back attack is a pain. I would do it again without Natural. I was doing it because I was trying to play like every game with a Knight, Thief, White Mage, Black Mage party, and that's been one of my that's the thing I do in my gimmick playthroughs. But it makes for a very boring game in Final Fantasy V. I don't think I could have got him worse team. No, if I were to name 4 of the worst classes, I legitimately may have picked all 4 of your classes. Knight is the least bad, I think. That's your 5th job, right, Knight? Yeah, Knight. Yeah, the 3 jobs you've been using, I would legitimately say are not only bad jobs, but they're so non-synergistic that it's like extra bad. They don't help each other at all. I think it'll feel so good when you get your Knight. Which is sad. Okay, I didn't get any of those Staves of Light, or whatever they are called. I'm not sure whether that matters. I don't think I want to grind them out. It would basically be to use as a chemist weapon, because I don't need the item cast. So I think I'm going to just not grind. I can go fight Katablapass, which is really just for fun. It does nothing for me. Monk kind of helps Berserker. I don't disagree with that. Monk kind of helps Knight, too. Like I said, Knight and Monk aren't awful together. Oh, Romeo's Ballad fails on these guys. Isn't that interesting? This could be a long one. Oh my god. Extra long. I thought that might work. Oh, this place sucks. Interesting. I remember those enemies never really giving me trouble before. Fighter old reliable, yeah. Katablapass, where are you? You are. Do you like songs? You do. It might not pin you down very long, but we'll see. No, Romeo's Ballad is not going to hold him down really at all. But it probably is having his turns, and that might be good. We dodged a Demon Eye, so that's kind of cool. And then we didn't dodge a Demon Eye. Oh. Yeah, pointless. Pointless. But whatever. Replay Bravely Second. I have never played the Bravely games. I must admit, there's a certain bias in knowing they are really badly titled. Like, I don't think I can ever play a Kingdom Hearts game just because I don't know what the hell the title means. Kingdom Hearts was interesting to me when it came out, but I haven't actually played one. And it's not actually because the titles are bad, but the titles are bad. So. We might need to run here. It's funny, the Berserker is so strong, but we're still struggling. Hey, the image effect actually shows up. That's kind of cool. I always have some way to beat these guys. Why are they hard this time? The party was defeated, even though 3 of them were erased? Man, okay. That's interesting. Ow. No one knows what Kingdom Hearts is. Oh, having your level halved is not fun. Yeah, I remember enjoying those guys for their 4 AP, actually. I must have had some job combination that made fighting them easy in the past. Not this time, apparently. Yeah, you know, Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Light would have really interested me in the DS era. I was probably playing more portables at the time, for one thing. Oh, whoops, I forgot to talk to the machine thing here. Like, I really liked my Game Boy Advance. I was talking to one of my kids about this recently. I said, like, the Game Boy Advance, I might feel like it was the best dollar to play value ratio of any console I've ever purchased. Ninja with dual wield. This one has quad wield. Okay. Yeah, that is something else. Moor is normally an exciting part of the game, in my opinion, because your mages get things like Firaga, Curaga, like all the high-level spells are here. But there's nothing exciting about it for me. I don't know, maybe there's some shops or something? Is there a hidden piano in this town? Oh, there's a not hidden piano in this town. I think that's everything after other than Mirage Town, Phantom Village, whatever it's called. Lucia. That's somewhat useful. I might consider dropping that on the chemist, actually. Magic doesn't do anything for me. Weapons may. Ah! It really might be useful. I don't know. Quad. Yeah. I guess that's good. May as well. I picked up a lot of Dream Harps for some reason. Yeah, okay. Is that enough money for what I want? Probably. Pretty close. I haven't decided which of these is better. I think the luminous robes are better. But there's still an angel robe for the chemist. Is that not, like, pretty good? Yeah, like, I don't think that's worth it. Sure. Okay, I guess this is better. I guess I'll go with this. Look how similar their sprites are. Interesting. Okay, I think that's about everything that this place is going to do for us. Yeah, in terms of games I'm actually likely to play in the near future, I actually started, literally yesterday, Xenoblade X for the first time. I got the definitive edition, and I had been waiting for an opportunity to play it, and I just jumped in last night. So, I'm gonna play that. First, I only played like an hour and a half. I would say so far so good. I like it, and it's funny. Like Xenoblade games, there's a wicked ton of stats in everything you look at, but they like barely matter. The thing that makes those games for me is always the expansive world and setting, because the settings are they're much more imaginative than average fantasy games. And just being there and exploring it is neat. Plus, the nature of the very large and detailed world design is very cool. So, probably going to put some time into that in the near future. It'd be almost silly if I didn't, because I started. But you know, it's funny. I was enjoying the Xenoblade 3 DLC and never fully beat that. For that matter, I only played Xenoblade 3 once. And it's the kind of game where it's like, when I was playing the game, I was like, I think I'm going to want a new game plus this and experience this, you know, the beginning of the game, but with all the end game classes and features. Because that's also a class-based game. I really would like to play Xenoblade 3 again, but I'm not sure if I'm going to. Those air knives are really good here, aren't they? Holy crap. I guess Gala Jellies have a large dodge chance, but I did hit them. Okay. Yeah, when I think about it, the melee damage from the Chemist and the Bard doesn't matter. Like, I should put the Mangouche on them. Mangouche. Or, I forgot about those. For defensive purposes, because their offense is pretty darn irrelevant. I'm getting a lot of preemptives here for some reason. Or maybe for no reason, maybe it's coincidence. Oh, that was pretty. That was a really good animation they added in there. Those trees don't like fire. Unlike most trees. I really bring the useful information here. I just remember these are like really good candidates for if you newly found a Firaga spell here. Casting it on these guys feels good. But I don't have any fire elemental weapons at all. So. Well, these fights seem pretty darn easy so far. Good music. Me and Ixie were talking about the new arrangements in Pixel Remaster. This is nice music. This is a nice version of this music. They seem to have done a little bit of variance with the timing. Okay, so the enemies are non-threatening with Romeo's Ballad in play. The fights, even though we got one with like a 5-target fight here, they are a little faster than Barrier Tower. For me, not for every group. Not for a group of monks, berserkers, and geomancers. Although, actually, they probably will be. Probably a group like that would have an easier time here than they do in Barrier Tower. This is silly. This is, there's absolutely no thought required to succeed at these fights. They're a little on the slow side. Okay, the Gala jellies are less easy to just trounce. Not enough to make a point about it. Like, Gala jellies are weak for one thing. Galef is blind and silent for some reason. I didn't see how that happened. The good news is he can still hear. Are there any other treasures I missed here, or do I just proceed to the next area? There are one or two actual good endgame treasures in this forest. The most notable probably being the missable Aegis Shield, which I will want. There's a move you can do here where you get the Berserker turned mini by the mini magicians. And by doing that, maybe I'll try it. Oh, that's what it is. We just have to have that guy not die. Okay, then never mind. So, yeah, if the Berserker goes mini, and you give him his Death Sickle, he can still death the enemies, and it's like possible to use it against the boss of this area that actually is vulnerable to instant death, and that gets quite dangerous at low hit points. So like you can kind of abuse that. Oh no, my MP. I guess I might need to get really lucky, and frankly, I have a few other strategies for the crystals, who are sometimes like a bit of a showstopper boss for certain parties and certain runs. But I've got some pretty good ideas. Like for one, I can absorb fire attacks, and I can kind of abuse that. For another, I can death potion them. So I can get rid of the ones that are harder to fight. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to beat World 2 today. Just based on my timing. Okay. Let's get out of here. Turtle shell and ether. Oops. What the hell did I do? I did not mean that. What was the one I wanted? Oh, it's turtle shell and maiden's kiss is what I meant to do. Goodness. Okay, that was dumb of me. Maiden's kiss. Turtle shell. That was really just for fun. There's no practical reason to have done that. Are you going after Omega or Shinryu? I am... I don't know. I never have. I think it would be... If Berserk works in this version of this game, and I think it does, it would be very attainable. So I might want to. I don't think I have in any of my prior runs. I think every time I've said, you know, this is doable, but I need to grind out 30 levels or whatever. And then I just didn't, because I was done. It's also... Well, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to. I would like to. Here's a new guy. You're gonna try with the Coral Ring. Yeah, so Coral Ring is like... I don't really have any options to survive Tidal Wave. Very few parties do outside of Coral Ring. I mean, you arguably do, because you could go in with HP plus 30% or something. And that's not necessarily a good use of your ability slots, but you could. But if I could go in with... There's record of chemists that aren't maxed soloing Omega and Shinryu. Because, you know, when you have all the tools available in the mixed toolkit, you have means to nullify a lot of the attacks. So I don't know. I think I can do it. The Barbarian, or Berserker, does present certain issues. I don't think it's anything that would be a full stop, so... Yeah, so with Coral Ring, I could block the Tsunami. If I could... If I could negate... If I could Berserk them, then how do I dodge the attacks? Dropping their level? That's not really a thing. Oh! Maiden's Kiss and Holy Water gives you Image. Oh, but it also gives you Berserk. That's not ideal. That's how you would flick Berserk. You can give yourself a lot of good status with Mix. I was trying to do a move there where I saved that mini guy. See if he could affect my Berserker. It did not work. I guess Lena could technically use that Morning Star. It's not going to make her into some kind of super useful attacker, though. Is that a teleport item? Oh, is there one? No, I don't think so. Which is funny. Some games, like Final Fantasy IV, has emergency exits. I don't know, they're not commonplace in the Final Fantasy series, are they? Here's our forest fire. Oh, it looks pretty good in this version. Okay. Get the Aegis shield right now. Don't go in the hole. Don't go in the hole. Capo. How do you get it? Where is it? There it is. There we go. That's a nice thing to have. Actually, it frankly might be better on this guy. And the reason I say that is, if I encounter something where magic evasion really matters, the Dragoon always has the option to jump and possibly negate the attack. What version are you playing? This is the Pixel Remaster, so it's the new Steam version of the Pixel Remaster. Like, in terms of what I actually own, I have the Anthology version, the Game Boy Advance version. I did buy the, like, original Steam release, the Matrix version. I don't think I ever had a mobile version. And this is the only platform I bought Pixel Remaster on. What's going on? Did my controller just die? I think my controller just died. Silly. Old people talking down to the remasters? My experience has been pretty positive so far. The one thing I said the other day, one song stood out as this is so much worse than the original. It was the Bal Castle song. I was like, the brass really hits better on Famicom. Or even Game Boy Advance. Which Game Boy Advance is not a console known for its amazing sound hardware. So there's something to be said for it. Like I said, it is a favorite console of mine. But portable, if you don't call it a console. I don't know. I don't. I've been pretty happy with the Pixel remasters. Now, that said, I've only played up to here on this one. Like this is my first time playing the Pixel Remaster of 5. And 3. And I did like the Pixel Remaster of 3. The sprite art is really good, and considering we never got an official port of the NES version and we just got the 3D ones, The 3D versions of Final Fantasy III were, in a way, they were quite a bit rebalanced in a way I liked, but there was some balanced decisions that were necessary because of hardware limitations that were less favorable. And by that I mean where the NES version would allow you to encounter up to 8 enemies at a time or something. They had reduced to 3 for the 3D version. The music on GBA, possibly the Mega Man games. Yeah, you know what's really weird about GBA music is the Castlevania games. Circle of the Moon, pretty good. Harmony of Dissonance, it was like, what is up with this? This is so chiptune-y. It's like the people misunderstood it. And it turned out to be true. The people who worked on Harmony of Dissonance were apparently almost completely different from the Circle of the Moon people. And they were basically using the Game Boy Color sound hardware, which was available in the GBA because the GBA was backwards compatible. This is the way I've heard the story anyway. So the actual sound production of Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance is quite primitive compared to the other GBA Castlevania games. And yet, it somehow really works with the composition. I like the sound of Harmony of Dissonance, which is ironic with that name. Oh, that's fun, but unusable. So, there was a giant Castlevania DLC for Vampire Survivors recently. Not that recently, 6 months ago. And I happen to love Vampire Survivors. So I love listening to the Castlevania music while I play Vampire Survivors. And, I like putting on the Harmony of Dissonance music. I think it's a great soundtrack. And I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of nostalgia, but it is funny that sometimes bad use of hardware... It's like how you say art comes from limitations. It's like they made really good music, partly because they didn't understand the medium, you know? I don't know. That might be an unpopular opinion. That might be an unpopular opinion about an unpopular opinion, or a way to justify an unpopular opinion. But I'm okay with it. Bart's mastered equipped lances. I think that makes him a Master Dragoon. It does. So we're going to swap these two. I could do this. He won't be strong or anything, but maybe it makes sense. It's probably better for him than any of these other abilities. You become a Dragoon. Oh, I don't like Ferris's Dragoon costume. This is because of my compulsions. Okay. He should be a decent attacker. Possibly better than Ferris. I'm gonna save again. And then I might tent. The GBA games... Or the Mega Man games on GBA. So there was Mega Man 0, 1, 2, and 3. I remember Mega Man 0, 2 having pretty great music. There was the Mega Man Battle Network games. You know, I never played those. I bet I'd like them. I'm a pretty big Mega Man fan. Okay, so my absorb fire is ether and eye drops. Ether and eye drops. And I say that because what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to see about death potioning one of the crystals, weakening the fire crystal, and then seeing if I can fully absorb the fire. I could also, like... Oh, wait, that won't actually do anything because of Aqua Breath. You know what I want is Death Sickle. I could also Death Potion two of them. You know what I didn't do is make myself float. One of these is an Earth Crystal, so... Okay, I mean, this will take some thought. The close one is the water one, right? Oh, I have terrible weapons on, don't I? Oh, yeah. Okay. Air knife. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that happened. That's terrible. Okay, that has fully ruined my plans. Well, let's see what we can do. Okay, uh-oh. Yeah, okay, Romeo's Ballad is not working. Well, I can just kill another one. Do I want to do that? Or I could apply... What is it? Antidote and eye drops? Is, floating? Nope. Oh, God. How do you float? I'm reading my paper. This was a silly thing. It's also a very small print in the paper. I forgot my glasses. I'm not wearing my glasses today. I don't need them very badly. But... There we are. Antidote and Maiden's Kiss. Okay. Well, sure. Okay. It's really silly, you know? I put the flame rings on, I'm ready to absorb fire, and then the Berserker goes and makes it so that I can't absorb fire. It really would have been some pretty good cheese. This is fine, though. I mean, we've already got 2 of them down. How hard can it be? One of them is quickly becoming helpless. Which one's the earth one? The bottom one? Oh, the fire guy's still here! What a privilege! Okay, awesome. Super cool. Okay. Let's just attack the bottom one. Here, let's friggin' Maiden's Kiss and Turtle Shell this guy. The bottom one. Although, I guess it doesn't matter, because I'm immune to both of them now. Don't I just win? I think I just win. This is incredible! I'm a genius. I'm not actually a genius. I want screenshots of me absorbing everything. That's what I'm doing here. Oh. I'm really trying to get the numbers popping up. Well, isn't this funny? Good planning. Good planning did something. I mean, I thought I failed big time, but apparently I didn't. Ferris Master Jump. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is the sad part. Spoiler alert. The bad part? I don't know, what is it? It turns out those were actually the seals. The crystals that bound X-Death. And now they work for him. Time for your viscera to see the light of day? That's a weird thing to say, huh? I think the mixing of modern animation and pixel art is really silly at times. Like, the detail in that barrier is so extreme, and then you have Ryle's little surprised face. It's kind of silly, you know? And here's the part where his sprite goes just crazy in the other versions. Oh, look how that looks. That's interesting. It'll go a little faster with auto battle on, even though I can't do anything, right? You don't look very much like a tree right now, Mr. X-Death. Very well-dressed tree. Oh look, he got better. This is quite silly. You're not supposed to be able to survive like this. This is a fairly good version of this soundtrack. It would be interesting if you actually like lost a Phoenix down and an elixir from your inventory at that point. Using this human-sized bracelet. I'd really like to finish World 2, but I'm really quite borderline on swinging the time. If it were 20 minutes earlier, I'd push through and do it. Maybe I should do it anyway? Speedrun it. can probably speedrun it, right? We'll try. I don't think I have to get anything or prepare in any special way, so... Although some of those skull tile rooms, those are annoying. Okay, can't land there. Can't park there, mate. Why is she so much weaker? And by that I mean, like, her hit points are really low for a berserker. Why? Her strength is a little lower, but, like... it's 49 stamina is, like, pretty good. This might be a good time to throw on these reflect rings, when I think about it. Oh, there, her HP just shot up. That's so strange. I think it was just like it was reevaluating her stats. Okay, so... what am I going to do here? Yeah, we're going to attempt this. We're going to attempt this. My kids might come home partway through, but whatever. You know, maybe what I should do is, until I get to a boss, keep Mix off the chemist, have the chemist be the singer, and have Bart's attack, because his attack is actually fairly good right now. At least I think it is. I don't know why the, all the on-screen key prompts are now using, like, keyboard terms, but I'm not playing with my keyboard. I don't know exactly why that's happening. It doesn't matter, I don't think, but... Oh, we're all so blind. I said speedrun, and this is going really slowly, so that's cool. Alright, so check this. We throw on a sing. We unblind.